Navigating relationships with a narcissist can feel like stepping into a parallel universe, one where reality bends and stretches to accommodate their fragile ego. They walk through life with a set of deeply ingrained beliefs, delusions really, that shield them from the vulnerabilities they refuse to confront. While these delusions can be maddening for those around them, understanding their internal narrative can provide clarity and even a little compassion for their deeply flawed humanity. At the heart of every narcissist lies an insatiable need for validation, a hunger so profound that it often masquerades as confidence or superiority. Yet beneath the surface, they are held captive by a set of illusions that distort their self-image and interactions with others. These delusions aren't just quirks of personality, they're the foundation of their entire worldview. Let's explore 5 of the most common delusions narcissists cling to and why they're so destructive. The first delusion narcissists harbor is the belief that they are inherently special and unique, far beyond the comprehension of the average person. They think their thoughts, feelings, and experiences place them on a pedestal, untouchable and exalted. This inflated sense of self-importance isn't born from genuine accomplishment. Rather, it's a desperate defense against their underlying insecurities. They convince themselves they deserve special treatment, regardless of whether they've earned it, and often manipulate others to feed this perception. The tragedy here is that this self-delusion prevents them from forming meaningful connections with others, because true intimacy requires equality, not superiority. Another delusion that defines the narcissist world is their belief that they're always the victim. While they project arrogance and self-assurance, they paradoxically see themselves as perpetual martyrs in their own narrative. When things don't go their way, it's never due to their own actions or choices. It's always someone else's fault. They construct elaborate stories about how the world has wronged them, using these tales to justify their entitlement and lack of accountability. This mindset becomes exhausting for those around them, who are constantly cast as either the villains or the saviors in the narcissist drama, and yet no amount of support or empathy ever seems to penetrate their victimhood complex. Narcissists also operate under the delusion that vulnerability is weakness, an unforgivable flaw to be avoided at all costs. They often scoff at those who express their feelings openly, perceiving such honesty as foolish or naive. Yet this fear of vulnerability stems from their own deep-seated wounds, which they refuse to confront. Instead of acknowledging their pain, they construct emotional walls so high that even they forget what lies behind them. This rejection of vulnerability doesn't just alienate others, it also traps the narcissist in an emotional limbo where growth and healing become impossible. One of the most insidious delusions narcissists believe is that they are masters of control, capable of manipulating every situation to their advantage. They pride themselves on their ability to read people, exploit weaknesses, and orchestrate outcomes that serve their agenda. However, this belief often backfires because their manipulative tendencies eventually alienate those who once cared for them. What narcissists fail to realize is that control built on deception is inherently fragile. It crumbles under the weight of truth and authenticity, and when it does, the narcissist is left scrambling to maintain the facade of invincibility they've worked so hard to project. Finally, narcissists carry the delusion that they're indispensable, that the world simply couldn't function without them. They believe their presence in any situation is not just valuable but essential, whether it's a workplace, a social group, or a relationship. This inflated sense of self-importance blinds them to the contributions of others, leading to a lack of gratitude and appreciation. When people eventually grow tired of the narcissist's self-centered behavior and pull away, the narcissist often reacts with confusion and bitterness. They can't fathom that life could go on without them because, in their minds, they were the glue holding everything together. These delusions form the narcissist's armor, protecting them from the painful truths they're unwilling to face. But this armor comes at a cost, isolating them from the very things they crave most: love, acceptance, and genuine connection. For those who love a narcissist, recognizing these delusions can be both a source of frustration and a key to understanding their behavior. It's important to remember that their arrogance is often a mask for profound insecurity, their manipulation a misguided attempt to maintain control in a world they fear will abandon them. Still, it's not your job to fix them. Narcissists are rarely willing to confront their delusions because doing so requires a level of self-awareness and humility they're not equipped to handle. What you can do is set boundaries, protect your own mental and emotional well-being, and decide how much space you're willing to give them in your life. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do for a narcissist and for yourself is to step away, allowing them the opportunity to face their own reflection without the distraction of your presence. In the end, narcissists are human, flawed, frightened, and searching for validation in all the wrong places. Their delusions are a prison of their own making, and while you can't free them from it, you can choose to liberate yourself by understanding their behavior without excusing it. You reclaim your power and find the freedom to build healthier, more authentic relationships with those who truly